Everybody, welcome in. This is Julie Maxon, the main stamper. I am doing it again. I'm doing it again. Hopefully, this is going to work. Hopefully, this is going to work better than Monday's class. So Monday, I apologize if you watched my weekly card class for Maine. Monday, I shared 3 cards using a current bundle from Stampin Up. Let's back up. I'm Julie Maxon, the main stamper. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up, and I live in Maine, USA. I like to share cards, and I came on Monday evening thinking I was going to be okay, and cough drop in my mouth, water to sip, and I started coughing really badly after card number 2. So I had to end abruptly, and I came back on later and did card number 3. So I am that determined girl that's going to be out here sharing the cards. So here I am. It's my Thursday at 3, and this is Fun Fold Card Day. So hopefully we're going to get through one card together, and it's going to work out perfectly. So if you are checking it out, make sure you say hi. Let me know that you can see and hear me. I'm just going to barrel through this pretty much. I think all my systems are a go here. So, hi Rhonda, thanks for saying hi today. Appreciate that so much. So this is our fun fold. Hi Jess, this is our fun fold today. And I am feeling a little bit better. Thank you for all the love and support and prayers. Slowly, every day I'm getting a little bit better. This is our fun fold, and it's an easy fun fold. So you're going to see here, it's called a tri panel. So there's 3 panels here. And of course, we've been playing with Submarine Life. And this is more teenager masculine themed card. So my other cards from my Monday class were very whimsical, colorful, primary colors, really good for kids cards. So let me transition over because we're going to get into this card. I don't want to take up too much time and talk too much. Hi Sandra, I know I'm probably going to take I'm probably going to take a nap when I get done here. Okay, so I'm home from work. I've been going to work every day. I'm a good girl. I haven't been sharing my germs, but I'm still recovering from this crud that I caught. So this is our card again. It's going to open like this. It is in the portrait position. Now I want you to know that this is a fun fold that you could do landscape. So you could do it this way. Pretend these subs are going maybe left to right, right? So you could do this in a landscape position if you wanted to. So we are going to just jump into this card, and very quickly I'm going to just show you cards that I shared on Monday. So we did the orange fishies, we did the yellow submarine, and I had red fishes originally. I changed them to orange. So there was most people like the orange, a couple people like the red fishes better. I did a color swap. This was my color swap card. Really fun colors on that one. And then this is the submarine turned upside down to make it a little blimp. So this is my personal favorite card. Of course, I am partial to green, so I can't say, too much about that. But okay, so we're going to jump into today's card. If you're on my email newsletter list, you've got the card recipe here. This is a really simple one. I'm pretty much going to talk you through the entire thing, but we're also going to talk about how to get shiny submarines. I don't know if you can see here, there's like a little bit of a sheen here on these submarines, and I think if I bring a regular stamped submarine here, you're going to see the difference. Now this is sponged a little bit, but there's like a shimmery sheen here, and it makes it look more realistic rather than more, let's say, non-realistic, right? Like more kidly. Kidly, that's a new word, kidly. I just made that up. Thanks for enjoying my vocabulary lessons today. So we're going to take our cardstock. This is a full sheet cut in the hot dog 4 1/4. We kept the 11-inch length. We're going to come in here and we're going to score it at 4 inches first. So we're scoring on the 11-inch length. Hopefully you can see my scores. Okay, I think I'm good here. 4 inches. We're going to have to open up this arm. So let's get this arm opened up because we need 6 3/4. So 6 3/4 right over here. 2 scores, and that's it. And we are done. We are off to town. Now I want you to notice I have some designer series paper here that is from the Let's Go Fishing. It's still in the annual catalog. It will be retiring, but I thought how fitting that this water and fishy paper worked really well with our submarine theme, right? So I've also pulled in vanilla instead of white. So hopefully you can tell that this is vanilla, because there's vanilla here, and this didn't quite look right if I kept it looked okay, but I felt like I'm a matching kind of girl, so I had to bring in vanilla for this one. All right, so back to our scores. We have our scores here. So we're basically going to fold these. Now I want you to know that if you fold them the wrong way, you can refold them, right? So we're basically going to kind of bend them around until we figure out which way we want it to go. So I have my sample here, which is a good helper to me, but the biggest way to know which is the bottom panel and which is the top panel is by taking your 4x4 inserts. This is 4x4, and knowing that it's going to layer here and have that really great mat along the outside. This piece up at the top is 4 inches wide, but it's only 3 3/4 inches tall. So it mats just like this. So now I know that I'm going this way. And I only know that because, to be honest, the first time I made this card, I folded it in an opposite direction. And then I had to just basically make my mountains and valleys go in a new order, basically. I mean, it's really simple, right? So your mountains and valleys are going to work perfectly like that. This is a great way to use up designer series paper and show it off so that you can use some different patterns and have some fun. Now, if you have an orientation and you know your card is going up and down or it's going sideways, just cut your paper so that it's going to work perfectly. So we are going to go ahead, we're just going to, I mean, simple, right? We're gluing some paper together. This is some really easy cuts. This mat right here, I've got the little fishes. You want to make sure your fishes are going in the right direction. And we're going to put that right here in the middle. And hopefully this is all in view. I'm going to switch my camera here real quick and make sure. Okay, Buddy's going to go out. That's awesome, Jess. All right, let me make sure that we're in camera view here. So before I do my stamping, so I hope that you can see here that I've got my sentiment on here, and it goes on this piece of white. Nope, let's make that vanilla. It's going on the vanilla, and we're going to do Night of Navy with the Sending Oceans of Love. Now, I can't really guess. I mean, I could guess. I'm not a good guesser. Let's go back to it. I'm not a great guesser. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put my designer series paper along the bottom of my very vanilla. Now, you can change this up and do white, obviously, right? You can change up any of these colors, any of your papers. So now I have an area that I know that my sentiment's going to fit right here across. And if you have a small enough sentiment within that 1/2 inch width, you're going to be able to put a sentiment on here, which I think is really clever. So we've got Sending Oceans of Love right here. And this is where you do have to be careful because we already have some paper glued here. So we really want this to turn out nicely. This is a photopolymer stamp. So the chances of it stamping pretty nicely and pretty evenly are awesome, in fact, because we have that great photopolymer ability to see through. All right, so this is going to go down here in this card. I mean, seriously, so simple. You can whip up a whole bunch of these and just kind of even have them at standby. And then if you have generic enough patterns, you could probably put anything on here. Flowers, balloons, Christmas trees. I mean, think of the possibilities here, right? Okay, so we're going to move on here. We're going to talk about how we got our submarines so shiny. And we're going to start with, I'm just going to do one in blue. I have on my card Night of Navy and Mossy, and I have them already done up because I wasn't sure how long my voice was going to last. So I wanted to just share with you how I'm doing this. So I'm going to basically stamp this in the Night of Navy ink, and then I would clean my stamp, which I'm going to do anyway. And I'm going to clean this up. And then I would stamp it again in Mossy Meadow. And I'd have one right over here next to it. Because I need 2 of them. I want 1 of each color. Now, if you're only doing 1, you're good to go. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Versamark and some clear embossing powder. Now, I realize that Stampin' Up! Has discontinued their 3-pack right now, so clear is not available until the fall. They're actually getting a new vendor for their embossing powders, and they have run out of the clear, white, and black. So if you're trying to order it, that's why you cannot. Now I'm inking this up in the Versamark. Of course, I cleaned my stamp in first because I'm just not a person that wants dirty ink in my Versamark. So because they're photopolymer, really easy to see right over top, we're going to just line this up right over top. So I've got Versamark ink on top of my stamped image, right? So now I'm going to add the powder on. So again, this is clear. So you're going to see here, it just looks kind of like it's got a little shiny powder, but it's a dull powder. I should say it's dull. Now, after we heat emboss, which I'm not even going to do, I'm going to just skip that step. This is what you're going to get. And you're going to punch these out with your builder punch. This is the Submarine builder punch. So for an example, again, this is the green on the very vanilla. So I stamped this twice because I didn't like. Oh, this is a story. This is my Mossy Meadow ink before I refilled it with, I mean, it looks like Pear Pizzazz. My Mossy Meadow ink pad was so dry, it looked like this. So I re-inked it, and I used the opposite side of my paper, 2-sided paper, right? So this is what it looks like just with ink. This is what it looks like inked and then with the clear embossing powder, like after you heat shine it, it's just amazing. And I need to make sure I'm in the camera here, right? So you can see the glossy shimmery shine. It also darkens it up really nicely. So you may be looking at my card and going, that looks kind of like what you got going on, but there's got to be more. And there is. I'm actually just going to use my silicone mat here. We're just making do here. When you're not feeling your best and not doing your best, you just kind of make do. So that's what we're doing here. So we're going to bring in gray granite. I'm just going to use my silicone mat because I don't have my glass mat out. I don't have a sheet of paper that I can just kind of sponge on right now. And I'm just going to deepen down this very vanilla. So the edges where there was very vanilla and the little windows, right? So everything's getting that kind of little gray hue to it. So you can see here the difference. It just makes it, again, more realistic. If this was floating in the deep abyss, right, it definitely would not look very vanilla. It should look darker. And I was trying to go with a more realistic looking submarine here so that it could be used for a teenager. I feel like a teenager card, an adult card, masculine themed card, right? So what a difference, right, from the original to embossing it with some clear powder and then sponging it. Now the sponging works best this way because we've already done almost like a resist technique. So this this gray granite ink is not going to stick on anything that has the embossed clear embossing powder. That's going to detract from anything staying. So that works really well for that. So let's bring in our card and talk a little bit about how we finished it up. Now I did use some retired silver paper, and I punched out the propeller and the little periscope on both of these, and I punched them ahead, again, to help me save a little bit of time and a little bit of voice. Somewhere I have some tape. My tear and tape is going to help me put these on here. So I'm just going to put a little tear and tape at the top and the tail of each of these. So a little bit of tear and tape is going to help me to hold these down. You might be wondering where I'm going with this, but I always have a method to the madness. So we're going to pop the back of this off, leave the tape on. The back side looks a little dirty and dingy because I used my silicone mat and the ink was just kind of everywhere. This isn't over far enough. Well, my goodness. Let's see if I can manipulate some of this to go this way or add some more. More is good, right? Okay, we're adding more. Okay, so a little bit more tear and tape. We need it to be toward the end because we're catching just the tiniest little bit of, of the propeller. And then we're going to do the same thing with this little periscope, right? So just kind of catching it here on the back side. This is going to work for me. So you're getting the idea of how this is going together. And I'm going to just go ahead and pop some more tape off of here if I can. Of course, the struggle bus. I'm on the struggle bus this week. I am on the mend, but the struggle bus is here. So, I hope everyone has some glorious plans for the weekend. Easter is Sunday. I am so excited. It's going to be fantastic. And then when we get together again next week for my Monday card class, it's going to be April, and it's going to be April Fool's Day. So I may try to trick you guys with something. Just want to let you know. So if you're watching this, you're like, okay, I'm on to you. All right, so here is my little submarines. We're going to bring in dimensionals next because the dimensional is also going to kind of hold together where these little pieces meet. So the dimensional is kind of an additional tape on top so that it just gives it a little bit of extra oomph, right? So I have to decide which one I want on the bottom. And I do like the green one on the bottom. So where's my green guy? It's right here. So the green one, since he's going on the bottom, I'm going to keep all of my dimensionals to the middle or top. So they're kind of high up. And that's because the bottom submarine is going to be seen when you flip your card over. I have it down a little bit farther here. So just like this, I'm going to kind of bring it down. Now you want to make sure you're not coming down on top of your sentiment. You want to be able to see your sentiment, but you don't want to put dimensionals way at the bottom or that's going to be kind of a sticky mess. For the blue submarine, we're just going to throw a couple more dimensionals on willy-nilly, and we're going to put this one up here. So we've got our little submarines there. We're going to add a little bit of bling. This is a great bling. This kind of looks like water bubbles. So I've got 3 of them on here. And we're just going to do the same. We're going to kind of repeat. Once I get a good pattern of 3, I'm happy. And there we go. We did it. Ocean, sending oceans of love. Now, of course, if you wanted to, you could add more sentiments and more interesting details here in the middle. But that is our fun fold card. And I made it through the whole way. And I didn't cough, and my voice is still amongst us. So there we go. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I am wrapping this up. I hope you have a really wonderful and lovely Easter. I will be back on Monday at 8 o'clock here Eastern time, and hopefully my voice will be in fine form. If not, we're going to do our best and muddle through, because April's going to be here. We're going to be starting a whole new month with a whole new month of fun. So thanks, Jess. Thanks. It was a really quick and easy. I wanted to make sure I had a super quick and easy. Thank you, Sandra. I'm doing okay. I mean, I feel better every day. It's just a matter of cleaning out the rest of the nasties in my throat and my chest. All right, so thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a great Easter. If you have any questions on this card, please let me know. It is in your newsletter today. It's so simple. It's a really great fun fold. And again, portrait or landscape, you choose. So I hope that I see some cards in the future that you've made using this amazing fun fold. Till next time, everyone, stay inspired, create something beautiful, and share the love. Bye.